Usually when you buy a car like this, the most important thing is the engine. Back in the early 2000s, BMW was facing stricter emission standards and rising fuel economy targets. Their high-revving, naturally aspirated engines were starting to fall behind, so in 2006 they brought back the turbo and introduced the legendary N54. The N54 is a 3-litre twin-turbocharged straight-six and was BMW's first mass-produced turbo petrol engine in over 20 years. It was loaded with new tech, direct injection, an all-aluminium closed-deck block, twin turbos, and forged internals strong enough to handle way more power than stock.
Upgrades, people, upgrades!
It was not long after the release in 2006 that tuners quickly figured out that you could crank the boost and with basic mods easily push over 500 horsepower. This is the entire reason why I bought this car. Now, I'm very happy with how the car looks right now, but there's still a bunch of work that we need to do to it. We need wheels, we need black trims, and there's a bunch of stuff that you guys mentioned that we will be changing, but it's time to turn our attention away from how the car looks and time to focus on the performance. At the end of the previous video, I showed you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on our plans with the BMW, and just up here are our new downpipes. We're trying to do everything on a budget here, trying to keep the budget low, and I managed to pick up some Facebook Marketplace branded downpipes for the E92 335i. And I've heard that this job is a big job and it's going to be a pain in the ass. I was lucky enough to find these VRS downpipes for only $300, keeping to the theme of the cheapest 335i in Australia. So take this in, guys, because the car is going to be on jack stands for the next couple of minutes for you, but the next couple of days for me. Oh God. So here are the downpipes that we're gonna be installing on the 335i. And if you've ever done a downpipe on a turbo car, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that these make a huge difference. It allows the turbos to breathe a lot more efficiently, and they're gonna sound better too. These Facebook Marketplace downpipes are designed to allow the exhaust gas to pass much more efficiently through the rest of the exhaust system, so we should see a huge power gain. So let me show you where the factory downpipes are. Here is underneath the car, and if we just slide down here, there is one downpipe and there is the second one. And you can see it gets connected just over there. But look at all of this stuff that is in the way, guys. The steering rack's in the way, the subframe's in the way. This is gonna be a hell of a job. Now, before I begin tearing this car apart, it's got a few issues. It's actually on jack stands not to just get downpipes, but it also needs a problem fixed. Because I let my dad take it to work the other day because he's never really had a BMW before. And when I got the car back, it wasn't making power.
Yeah, I was driving the BMW, it was really smooth. Power was really good. I accelerated a few times really hard and suddenly saw an engine alarm code come up.
That actually brings us onto today's video sponsor, Carly. Carly sells this OBD2 scanner that allows you to scan your car for codes, and it also allows you to do some extra things depending on the car. You can add some features that the car didn't come with from factory, but I need to actually scan the car because I need to figure out what the hell went wrong with it. So the Carly scanner just gets plugged right in there. It's got a light flashing which tells you it's connected. So we're now going to go over to diagnostics. We have our scan complete now. I'm going to click show results. Health status, very bad. Not surprising. Okay, we're gonna read through these engine problems. Electric coolant power reduction operation. Turbocharger boost pressure low, code 0030FF. We're not feeling the full potential of the N54, so that is probably our issue. So one of the intercooler pipes probably popped off. And just with a bit of searching, I found out what happened, and looks like the pipe, the charge pipe has disconnected right there. There is our boost leak. It's a shame because my dad didn't get to feel the full potential of this car because of a massive boost leak, but thanks to Carly, we were able to find that. The Carly scan tool also allows you to add different features that your car might not have had from factory, and also customize features. And better yet, if you want to grab one of these for 15% off, use the code REXH. So thank you, Carly, and let's continue on with taking out these downpipes. All right, guys, the first thing that I reckon I'm gonna do is start disconnecting the downpipes from here. Let's see, 13. The best practice when working on cars like this is to take your time and slowly undo everything that you can see that's in the way. There's no point ever taking shortcuts working on a BMW because it will end up being 10 times harder and you probably won't get the job done at all. In order to get to the V-band clamps that hold the downpipes to the turbos, there's a few things you have to remove and do. The first thing to do, of course, is disconnect the exhaust from the downpipes, which I've already done, as well as remove the subframe brace. I then started disconnecting the engine mounts with the 2 bolts underneath the subframe, and that's because in order to change the downpipes, you need to drop the subframe. Yes, how good is that? Now, I'm not sure what the process is on a left-hand drive E92, but on a right-hand drive E92, it's a little bit different because the steering column is in the way. You could probably get away with a few shortcuts on the left-hand drive models, but we live in Australia, so every car here is right-hand drive, which makes this job suck. So I've watched enough videos on doing downpipes on a 335i to know that you need to drop the subframe. The guy that I bought the downpipes from even said, drop the subframe, don't try to finesse them out because you will endure pain. Now, in order to drop the subframe, we need something to support the engine. And this is what this tool is for. We need to support the engine in place and we don't want the engine dropping down with the subframe. So we're gonna put this on the top of the motor and we're gonna hook the motor up to this and then the engine will stay in place while we drop the subframe. So what you do is you use the tow hook. You can see there's a thread down in there. You put this in and you have a hook on the engine. So you would need this tool if you were to drop a subframe on any other car, but I would say on 99% of the cars that we've worked on, you don't need to drop the subframe in order to do a downpipe. This is a bit of a joke, especially for those who want to attempt working on a BMW at home. You do need to spend quite a bit of money on some special tools. We've got the engine brace all connected now. So now we'll be able to lower the subframe and this brace should hold the engine in place, and it's also going to help us because we won't need to put any jack underneath the engine to hold it up, so we'll have a little bit more room underneath there. But yeah, let's get back to major pain. Got the subframe supported with a jack and it's time to loosen everything. Hopefully it doesn't fall on my face. All the subframe bolts are out, so technically if we lower this, the subframe, whoa, the subframe is definitely loose. Yep, this engine brace is definitely doing work. We've got quite a bit of tension. That is pretty sick. Hopefully we're not ruining the fenders here. All right, check this out, guys. I just found the first bolt that I need to remove in order to get one of the downpipes out. So now with the subframe lowered, you see that bolt right there. You see that bolt right there? I'm gonna zoom in on editing. That bolt right there is the bolt that I need to take off for one of the downpipes. I can't even see where the other one is. So I'm gonna loosen that bolt and maybe we can finesse one of them out. One step at a time, fellas. So with Nathan's rattle gun, a long extension, a swivel, and a 13mm socket, I was able to loosen the first V-band. One of two. So I can see why the right-hand drive one is so much harder to do than the left-hand drive because the steering rack, the column is in the way. So anyway, I'm gonna remove this little shield just over here and that will give us access to be able to get my hands up in there. All right, so wiggled around the V-band and guess what, guys? Got it loose. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, boys. All right, guys, check this out. I think we almost got this one out. Oh, whoa. Dude, you guys don't understand how happy I am to get to this stage. This has been a nightmare. And just like that, I got the first downpipe out. Whew. So here it is, guys. This is the first downpipe, one of two. This was a struggle to get out. This took me about 5 hours just to remove because I had to undo so much crap, and then to finesse this out, it was a pain in the ass. So here is the old versus new. And you can see that even the bends in the standard pipe are very restrictive. There's like barely any flow able to happen out of the standard pipe because it literally just cuts straight down. It doesn't even have some nice pipe work. It's literally just like a triangle. Whereas this you can see is a proper 90-degree bend and there should be a lot more flow potential with this one. Anyway, I'm gonna start trying to remove the other downpipe. I don't even know where the V-band is. Yeah, the camera is not gonna be able to show much of this at all, but there is a V-band that I need to take out. I just gotta make sure that I put the O2 sensors in the right spot. The other downpipe was even harder than the first as it's almost impossible to get from beneath the car. It also caused me to say many bad words, which I won't repeat, but yeah, I had to get the V-band clamp bolt off from the top of the car and just look how much room there is. I was literally elbows deep in this thing. Did I get it? Oh, I got it. I got it. And check this out. We actually just got the downpipe loose. It's about to come out now.
There's just an O2 sensor connected to it.
Don't be fooled with the time jump. This literally took me hours. I was almost defeated at this point, but we managed. We persevered. This is not an easy car to work on, my God.
Oh my God, guys. Oh, I just need to remove that O2 now. Oh my God, that was hard. Oh, that was so hard. Anyway, got our turbos just here. There we go. Both the wastegates are for some reason open. I think that's by design, but yeah, downpipes out, guys.
Both downpipes are now out. Here is the comparison between the old versus new. Here is the one that I just pulled out. So that is the one that I need to put in first. Anyway, I'm gonna just chuck everything back in because I want this done as soon as possible because the car's been sitting on jack stands for a few days now. And now it was time to do everything we just did, but in reverse. And I thought because these downpipes are a little bit smaller than the factory ones, that this would be quite easy, but getting the actual V-band clamps onto the downpipes and then onto the turbos, man, I don't even have any words for it. I was infuriated at this point. I had to put the camera down because the clips would have been like half an hour long. It was not easy whatsoever, and I highly recommend that you get a professional to do this. These were my arms after doing the downpipes. I had scratches everywhere. I'm doing this for you guys. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe. There was literally blood, sweat, and tears to get these downpipes in. Feels good to not be under the BMW. We have completed the install of the downpipes. We've tightened up the subframe, got the steering rack all tight. The engine mounts are now all tight, so we can finally remove the engine brace. See if I can do this one hand by myself. Ah, yeah, baby. Now the downpipes are installed, but they're not connected to the rest of the exhaust. So we're gonna give the car a start to see what it sounds like with open downpipes. Oh my God. Holy. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off now. Oh my God, that is insanely loud. Yeah, we're not doing that again. I then connected up the downpipes to the exhaust, and it was now time to hear the car for the first time with the downpipes installed properly. It's time to start the car. The downpipes are fully installed. I just need to start it to make sure, see if there's any leaks or not, because the gaskets that I was supplied were just some random gaskets from an exhaust shop. Okay, that is much louder. Wow. Just need to make sure that there's no leaks. And, well, of course, there was a leak. Just my luck. Well, bad news. We have an exhaust leak. Fantastic. I had a suspicion that those gaskets weren't going to work because I literally picked them up from my local exhaust shop. Looks like I gotta go find some more gaskets. So I tried my luck and called my local BMW. Now keep in mind, this car is almost 20 years old, so if they had them in stock, I was going to be surprised. 1:30? That's all good. Alright. Yeah, I'll be there within the next 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, what's your name, buddy? I'll put it down.
Rex.
Rex, yeah, done, man. Easy.
Sweet, thank you so much for that. So surprisingly, they actually had them in stock, but not at my local BMW, a BMW that was about a 45-minute drive from me. So I hopped in the car and grabbed the gaskets. Drove about 40 minutes to Doncaster BMW, managed to grab these gaskets. The parts guys over at BMW Doncaster were very helpful, and we got ourselves 2 gaskets for $130. Very pricey, but this should hopefully fix our problem. All right guys, we are back from BMW Doncaster. I managed to get both of those gaskets in. They're now installed, and now we're gonna start the car for the first time and hear it without any leaks. Let's start her up. I was really hoping at this point there would be absolutely no more problems because this has taken about a week to do, and I'm definitely over it. Here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo! That sounds pretty good. Oh, bro. There we go. You got that, like, you can hear that deep N54 rumble. Oh! So there was a little bit of a weird rattle noise, and I thought that could be wastegate rattle, a notorious N54 problem, but luckily we had Lachlan's car here to compare it to. Lachlan's going to give it a few revs while I'm underneath the car because I'm a bit worried about those gaskets. But we got no exhaust leaks, but I think that's a wastegate rattle, bro. Yeah.
I think it's just the wastegate.
You reckon?
If you hear mine's proper wastegate.
It sounds similar. So you guys don't know this, OG subscribers of the channel will know, but Lachlan back in the day had a 330i and he still has that. We haven't shown this on the channel at all, but Lachlan has upgraded to a 335i and his one actually has wastegate rattle, so.
Rattle is real bad compared to that. Because it's like, it rattles and idle.
It rattles and idle.
Yeah.
But when you blip it, do you notice any like noises? All right, Lachlan's gonna start his one. He's got his beautiful N54 plates. Very jealous of his N54 plates.
So mine is like, it rattles and idle.
Oh, same noise.
When you start pulling back, the wastegate like shuts momentarily.
Oh,
it just
opens. So whatever noise I was hearing was definitely less than what Lachlan's had, which means that my car was fine. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here yet, we'll save that for the next video, but in order to fully feel the potential of the downpipes, you need to install a tune. So I plugged in this OBD2 tune tool, which also allows you to tune your car off your phone. We were able to add a soft tune for the downpipes, and now the car was ready to test on the street. Alright, the car's now warm, we're going to start it up, and we're going to see what these downpipes sound like, properly tuned. Whoa! Dude, that sounds pretty deep. Oh my god, dude, that's popping like crazy. Can you rev it for me? Oh god. That's pretty good, right?
I reckon it's mean. I reckon it's good.
There's like a slider in the tune which allows you to customize how much you want the car to pop and crackle. We've set it to like about 3/4. We can go more, but I don't want to go crazy because that's cringe. That's like not too cringe, right?
No, that's good. You should show them the blow off.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like a spaceship.
The only thing that we needed to do now was test drive the car. Jesus! Alright guys, first impression, here we go. Downpipes on an N54 with an MHD Stage 1 tune. Oh shit! Jesus! Bro, that is insane. Yeah, there's 3 people in the car and we've spent like nothing. Like the downpipes cost $300. Oh! It's so responsive. It feels like every time you change gear as well, you're just like still in boost. This thing sounds incredible. Like it is way faster. It's way more responsive. I'm overall pretty stoked. Oh, it's kicking out.
Oh my Jesus! You would have seen the camera going.
So with the car now successfully tuned and running well, we took it back to the warehouse. So we still got more to install in the BMW. We're gonna take this thing to stage 2 and I'm gonna show you how to do that in the next video. But so far the car is running mint and I'm very happy with it just with the downpipes. Stay tuned because in the next video this thing's gonna be even faster and sound crazier. But yeah, thank you so much for watching guys and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. Catch you later.